Hey everybody, welcome. We're going to jump into a premiere draft here. I don't have a full couple hours to play out all the games, but I want to draft and play a game or two before I sign off ahead of the weekend here. I hope you all have some awesome plans for your weekend. And thanks here. I'm going to pause my intro for a sec to do my due diligence, my maintenance, and spin this 500 before... Oh, it's not letting me. That usually means it's a restart bug required. So I'm going to restart Arena here. Maybe I'll just start my whole spiel over again. Yeah. Insert record scratch sound. Hello everyone, welcome. We're going to jump into a premiere draft of Core Set 2021 here ahead of me signing off for the weekend. And we're not going to play out all the games. I'm going to jump in, draft, play a couple games, and then sign off. But I hope you'll join me for that much. Everybody loves the draft the best anyway, right? We're trying to figure out how to draft this format, learning about lots of new cards, getting excited about lots of new cards. I keep running into cards that I think, oh, that's neat. I want to draft that. I want to play that. Sometimes you even see cards that are like, oh, I want to get that from my constructed brew. And if you're feeling that, you know where to go, right? CardKingdom.com. My sponsor, Card Kingdom, is going to have everything you need for your Core 2021 deck building upgrades. Maybe you need something from Core Set for your cube, for your commander deck. They got the blingy stuff too. They crack an insane number of boxes. I wonder if they'd ever share that information with us. I'll ask my contact if I can get that info. I would be curious to know, on average, just ahead of the launch, how many booster boxes of Magic cards Card Kingdom cracks to fill orders, because they take pre-orders on like foil mythics and stuff, and they do that because they're going to open so many boxes they know they're going to get foil mythics of all of them and stuff. So they don't necessarily have everything, because there's a lot of supply and demand issues when a new set comes out. But if I were to pick one place that I was going to check to see if it had the inventory to meet my needs of the latest Magic set, Card Kingdom would be it. And I hope you check them out when you have needs of that on your own. And you can do so with my link in the panels, and that Hat just linked there for me in the chat. That lets Card Kingdom know you got there from here and helps keep me on the air. I hope you want to help keep me on the air. Anyway, thanks Card Kingdom, and thanks to you all for hanging. Let's see what this draft holds for us today. Rufia says, so any 500 gold request should reroll to a 750. Why is that even a thing? Why not just have them be 750? Because you only get one reroll a day. So mostly you're still completing 500s. What's this? Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. 2 and a black for a 1/3. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. 3 black, creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. Well, that's like, shall we take it and build around it? Like we've got Revitalize that might come back. Ooh, Acolyte is great. Let's do it. Let's take this Vito and maybe we end up in the black-white life gain. I don't want to marry anything right now, but it's a fine place to start. While we're going to take this, I'm going to let that pick sit there. Some people had... H. Slayton says, not super clear on how the daily quests work. Sometimes I have 1, sometimes 2, and very rarely 3. You have 3 slots, maximum of 3 quests. Every 24 hours, the system checks to see if you have an empty slot, and if you do, it gives you 1 new quest. And then once a day, you can click any quest you want and swap it for a new random quest. Of course, you want to do that with 500s, because you're trying to get lucky and find a 750. Could not have asked for a much better second pick if the rare is gone, and Fetters goes right with what we're doing here. I mean, I don't care what this pick is. We'd be taking Faith's Fetters out of this pack no matter what. The fact that it's absolutely perfect with our first pick is just gravy. Waiting. Looks like here's a pick that comes through. Wow, all the first 3 picks we've seen have all had Revitalize. We're sure hoping these wheel for us. Tavern Swindler is where we want to be, though, because if we swindle and gain 6, oh my. I love it. We're doing it. I love that our first pick put us right into this deck, and our second 2 picks are uncommons that are there to support it. It's perfect. Please let those Revitalizes come around. Come on. Please. Stay out of our deck, table. What are y'all doing this weekend? Any good plans? Well, this is looking a little worse for us, but we can take an Archer as not the worst. We could take a Shock to just take the best card, but I'm so into what we're doing here, I really want to try and secure the area, so to speak. So I'm going to take the Archer as a kind of whatever card for this point. You know, not a great pick 4, but I am quite happy to stick to our plan right now. Pre-release. Nice. Siege Striker is not quite in this plan per se, but it's the right colors and a strong card, and I like it over a Swooper here. Swoop up a Striker is a good play. There's an art. I'm looking for things that might pull us away from the white-black. I don't think we're locked into white-black at this point. I'm going to force this, see how it goes. I mean, I'm going to force it at this point. It's not really a force. We've followed the path that the table has given us. Oh, here's a Glutton for the lifelink. We'll take it. I kind of only like the Glutton in this deck, though. Ooh, this is a nice pack for us, but I think we just want the feet over the fetid. Fetid is nice, but feet, I don't know if people have caught on to how good feet is yet, but it's amazing. I like it. I like feet number 1 over Wingmare, you know, over all this stuff going on. Concordia, Pegasus, Crypt Lurker, Blackguard. What do you like? Blackguard just fits in the curve, slots into the curve. I'm going to start on Blackguard. Crypt Lurker is the alternative here. What's our curve look like? Got some 4s. We're not really doing this thing in any meaningful way, but we could. Didn't take it. All right, here. Whoa! I was like, hey, the Revitalize came back. Look what else came back. Oh my god! Oh my god! And look, all the black is gone. This pack was full of black cards, and now they're all gone. So let's keep in mind that there's a lot of black taken at this table, but wow, the Acolyte's there for us. Now 2 Revitalizes. Oh, man. Rise Again is tempting, but I think we just want the gain land, the on-color gain land here. Oh, I'm so sorry that Revitalize didn't make it. Maybe this one will? Oh, too bad. 3 revitalizes all gone. Maybe we are going to be competing with this, with the table for this deck. I don't know. Don't think we're playing these, but yeah, someone might have cut them just because they're the packs weren't good or something. Ooh, I was a little sad because I saw Gale Swooper and then Rise again, and I was like, "Aw!" But then Grasp. All right, pack saved. Here's a Revitalize. It didn't wheel last time. Maybe we need to take it here, but let's see if there's other better. Like Siege Striker is interesting, but I do want to get the lifelink going. Swooper might be correct, though. Although I think this is replaceable enough that we should just take the synergy pick and see what wheels for us. Well, I'm going to say Blackguard because that makes sense to me. Blackguard sounds like you're making stuff up. You can't tell the difference between Blackguard and Blackguard? What do we like here? Help me out with this pick. Take a bad deal. That's why I was looking at Curve. It could be a Curve Topper. Give it a try. We just take another Revitalize. Daybreak Charger has been solid, but maybe not what we're trying to do here. I'm going to try the bad deal. See if it's an okay deal. I know we got this Revitalize and they didn't wheel before, but I'm going to risk it. I'm going to try. Taking this for whatever's. We could take this for life gain / possible green splash. Caged Zombie. Doesn't seem good enough to me. Maybe actually just take, we can do some collection building, take the rare. I don't worry too much about this on this account anymore, but I think this is a good time to remind people that with picks like this, you should just take gems. Hey, we're white-black, and here's a white-black card. Hopefully this is right on plan, right? Indulging Patrician, Flying Lifelink. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Phil says bad deal seems like a bad deal. Maybe so. I just kind of like... It's not... I think this would have been a better pick in best of 3. There's some best of 3 matchups where you're going to love to have this, but we're probably cutting this. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that. It's probably a bad deal, bad pick. Now I really want these Revitalizes, though. But yeah, now at this moment in time, if I could swap bad deal for the second Revitalize, I would. Hey, look, it's our buddy that has been controversial. I've been down on it. Others have been up on it. But here's why I've been down on it. We can't even activate this ever yet. And we're halfway through this draft, so we're not taking it here either. Question is whether you're taking a Steward or a Charger. I'm going to take Charger. Swindler, another Swindler, great. Perfect card for us. What do we got? Ooh, also perfect for us. I want the Swooper, but not over the perfect Lifelinker. Yeah, Flyer is good, but this does what we want right here. What is this Kelly Diggs link? Kelly, a fine friend and former colleague of mine from my Wizards days. I don't care. I respect Kelly Diggs. I respect grammar and English. I'm not calling that thing blackguard. Radiant Fountain gains life, but I don't even think we want it. Yeah, Fountain seems like a trap, right? We'll take... I guess we'll take Meteorite. Maybe we play that. I don't think so, though. Maybe it's a trap, but it's like the only pick here. Battlements. Are we ever playing that? This doesn't seem like a Battlements deck. We'll take a zombie in case. No, but I might go Blackguard for you. Blackguard. Well, this is one of the better cards in the set, but we're nowhere near it, unfortunately. What are we near? What are we doing? Maybe we take it for gems here. I don't like any... There's nothing here for our deck, really. Like, Grub is okay. And we don't have a ton of 4s, so we can just take the Grub. But I kind of like getting the gems here. Gloom Sower also... I'm pretty uninterested in that. I know it gains life, but at 7 mana, I'm not interested in that. And Doggo, I don't care if we play a Doggo or not, so I'm not super interested in that. I'm going to take the gems. That's fine. What's this? Flash. 1/1 flash for 1. When this or another rogue enters Oppo's mill, as long as opponent has 8 or more... gets 2/1 and has Death Touch. So this is not that good. Is there anything better for us? Yeah, Chorister is better. Barons would be nice if it wants to wheel for us, but I would take a Skeleton Archer as well. This is gems too. I wouldn't fault you for taking gems, but it's not our top priority, so we're gonna go for playables here. Although here we're looking at Alpine Watchdog or more gems. I'm in for gems on this particular pick. We're doing okay on 2s. Watchdog isn't particularly synergistic. It's just a 2/2 Vigilant. So let's take some gems. How many life gain payoffs do we actually have? We have Patrician and Vito, but they're both very good. If you get any of them out, we'll be super happy about it. I want the big flyer here. Like, probably cutting the Meteorite. Haj has not had good luck with black-white so far. I've not played it yet. This is my first time with it. We're starting to get up on the doubles, but not enough for me to want to run a replicator here. Take some removal. Yeah, the main thing with regards to our lifelink strategy, so to speak, is that it's nice. You know, it's not live or die by our payoffs. The deck can work fine without the payoffs, and then if we get the payoffs, the lifelink becomes incredible. Rise Again. We don't have a Rise Again yet, but we don't have much that we want to rise, so I'm just going to take the flyer. Mabinap wants the Rise Again. I don't know what it's doing for us. I never liked a 5-mana sorcery reanimate spell before, so I don't want to just start doing it now just because it's there. Yeah, right, but it's like payoff insurance, reasonable, but I'd rather just get that 2-card Raise Dead. Lurker here, though, probably over Skeleton number 2. Tranquil Cove, not the worst idea either, but we're not splashing any of the blue. Here's a place where I'm happy to take a Mutt and maybe play it, although we do have another Chorister. We have 2 of the Choristers, and now, of course, 3rd Chorister means maybe that uncommon artifact would have been okay. But maybe we just want a Mutt. Now I'm going to go in on our strategy. I don't care about a Mutt. I'll take it, leave a Mutt. And I think we have, yeah, I was going to say, we have another chance to get one anyway. I will take a Mutt over this Sower. I'm not into this Sower here. We did not get our, there was something I was hoping to get, like an Archer or something. We didn't get an Archer. We'll take this and probably not play it. Uncommon Vault Progress. Another Chorister. So yeah, we totally could have done the uncommons now, but you just don't know it's going to, how are we expecting to get 4 of these? I don't even know if we're playing all of them anyway. That's a lot of Choristers. You can't pump them all. Probably just want 2 of these even. All right. I refreshed my beverage and have had a couple coffees, so I'm going to hit the John before we play. But I will put this into this view. So come on, Haj. That's not fair. We're not even going to play all of these. It's easy to get 4 copies of something that you don't even want to run 4 copies of. Nim for Holly. Yeah, we don't want this. Maybe we want one of them. Let's see, 18. Yeah, I guess we'll keep the bad deal. Do you want to keep the half on color gain land because of our synergies, or is that a little too clunky? Might be a little too clunky. And is this our worst card? Looks like it might be. Yeah, either bad. I kind of want to try this though. It might be that bad deal is the cut, but I'm going to run it and we'll see how it goes. The mud is fine. We've seen a lot of targets. The set has a lot of playable enchantments and artifacts, so I think this is runnable in best of 1. Yeah, let's try cutting the zombie and seeing how this plays. Just do it just like this. And what are we calling this? Somebody had a Veni Vidi type pun, but let's see. We've got Vito, Vryn, Vita, so we could do that. All right. I like it. Let's do it. Update our data here. Get to battlefield right, and then record is 0-0. And account is free to play 2. Nice keep. Swindle into turn 3 Vito. Yes, please. Will we get lucky? Asmodus. That name is familiar, like, from a viewer standpoint. Is that a viewer? Is Oppo in the tank on... No, where I've played a land. They're just distracted. I've been there. Guess they're talking to their chat. Couple of good cards milled, but we're low on land, so milling a couple of non-lands is actually perfect for us. Yeah, I get the reference. True, I just literally mean I feel like there's a viewer who uses that reference in their name too, but maybe I'm just making stuff up. Come on, basic land. Gotta use it, but sad. We want to cast Revitalize after we have played Vito. I doubt Oppo built Rogue's Mill. I think Oppo probably has a random Enforcer that happened to have a random Rogue. That's my bet. No need to swindle until we have a reason to do it, and Vito is a reason. Sometimes magic does its thing. Isn't that just how it goes? The rough part here is the worst part about Mana Screw is that you finally get over the hump, and then you're just due for flood. Then you're just going to get nothing but lands, and it, you know. So I'm looking pretty grim here, honestly. Even though it's early, I still hope we can find some land and get out of this. But we're gonna, if we don't find land next turn and do something relevant, this is gonna get out of hand. Come on now, please. Please, deck. Well, we're not having to discard to hand size yet. And we got another payoff. Oh, I haven't seen Chandra yet. Now I assume we're totally dead. Let's see. 5 mana, 5 loyalty Planeswalker. +1, discard your hand, then exile the top 3 cards of your library. Until the end of turn, you may play cards exiled this way. +1, Chandra, Heart of Fire, deals 2 damage to any target. So she's a shock machine, at least. And then a -9 to search for instants and sorceries, exile them, and cast them, and all that stuff. That's never going to happen. So... +1 shock against this board is kind of GG. Let's move on and try to find a game where we get some lands and actually have a real game. That's a bummer, because that was a brilliant opener. We had one of each of our lands and our absolute combo set up, and then Magic gives us the finger, as it does sometimes. Yeah, there was nothing to be learned or gained from keeping that one going. Four planes and a grasp of darkness. Is Magic just telling me I was supposed to stop my stream? You could make an argument to keep that, but I think we just needed more action. Can't really make an argument to throw that one though. I'll keep our second color hid for a moment here anyway. Wouldn't mind something to do besides the lurker, although with no active targets, do you like a 3/4 vanilla for 5 or a random card off the top? It's tough to say, because if we just draw a land, we're pretty sad about that, but it does put us one card deeper through the rest of the draws. So as we draw stuff, do that. We also, here's the other thing though, we have a turn 5 play. It's complicated by the fact that we have a turn 5 play. If we didn't have the Glutton, I think it would be pretty straightforward to not pitch this, but the Glutton and the Face Fetters giving us stuff to do for the next couple of turns does kind of make me want to try to find something better to do. So I'm going to pitch the Mutt. I'm going to Lurker and I'm going to discard, because I don't think the Mutt's that good, although maybe it's good enough. Like, in the abstract, a 5-mana 3/4, like in the draft, isn't good because it's below rate. But once you know you're going to have the 5 mana and going to be able to cast it, it's close. I'm going to think about this for one more. Yeah, it is super close. I'm going to decline. I think it's good enough on this board. And we're on the play and applying pressure. It was close, though. Very close. Let's see what they want to do. They also decline. Funny. I'm going to attack for the setting up potential skeleton draws in the future. I know that doesn't do anything, but if we draw a skeleton, we have a good... So we have established something that will help us make use of it. Ghost Light setting us back some tempo. Do we want to Fetters? I'm a little worried that they've got all this bounce. We could send in our Lurker and see if they want to trade for the Ghost Light. Oh, that's not a trade. Never mind. We can just send in and see if they want to trade 1 for 1. They can't bounce. Non-spirit, right. So they can't self-bounce. Okay, that's good to know. They can at least do it with their own Ghost Lights. Yeah, the self-spirit thing. That makes me a little more inclined to fetters it, but also we can just fetters the lurker and actually get in here. I'm going to do that. Yeah, it was always about the fetters. The question for me was whether we were fettersing the ghost light or the lurker. Now, of course, they can ghost light the lurker and get it back, which is a, you know, and of course they do. Classic. We considered it. I took the risk. There you go. That's all right, though. And yeah, we can still send the lurker. It's a 1-for-1, but if they want it, they can have it. They're maybe making the trade before we can activate with Vito, but we're going to use our mana on Blood Glutton next turn anyway. Big and scary, but hopefully with the Swindler we can maybe just get there without having to attack again. We need to get lucky here. We could just get unlucky and flip ourselves to death. Ah, that's interesting. I wondered how they would do that. So, what do you all think of that? It's funny. Remind me to talk about, I'm going to get to this later. If you can remind me after this game, remind me to talk about coin flipping mechanics in digital card games. So now, with 6 mana, we cannot 2-spell here. If we drop the lifelinker, we still don't have enough to actually trade here. But let's just play the Glutton, and then we can... It makes them have to hold back their shark. They can't really let us attack back, or that's pretty bad for them. Funks, you've hit on exactly what I want to talk about. You know it. 0 for 2, baby. Can this get anything yet? No. I mean, we need to win a flip at some point, or it's not going to go well for us. I just want this to say, pay 3 life, colon, gain 3 life. Uh-oh. Are we just dead? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not just dead, but we need to win coin flips, or we are. Let's see if they commit to the all-in, though. There is an interesting decision here. If they make everything fly and swing away, If we swindle, we could lose on the spot. But if we hit our life gain, it really helps us. We could also just take 11. If they're tapped out, then crack back the other way, get a Blood Glutton activation, activate Thorn of Dark. You know, we could basically get there off of activating this and cracking back the other way. So if they do move all in, we probably shouldn't risk death when we could follow up with a crackback that could save us. But they're not doing it anyway, it looks like. But Intangible, in this case, not swindling is playing to win. Do you see that? Let's say they had made this all flying and were attacking us down to 1. Activating the Swindler is specifically playing not to win at that point, because you're giving yourself the chance of losing on the spot as opposed to an alternate play that allows you to crack back and stabilize without risk. So stabilizing without risk seems like trying to win the game over risking losing on the spot, right? But yes, we're absolutely going to flip, given that it's not possible lethal. I mean, I'm going to keep my cool here. This is just the deck we signed up for, but pretty unreal to have 0-3'd on Swindlers. I mean, wow. Flip or die, but not until their turn. We can chump attack with Glutton, but then they just get good attacks back. I guess with the Air Force they're about to attack with, we do need to chump attack with Glutton here. And we could even send in the Mutt and then activate and then still have the Swindlers back. Let's send these two and activate Lifelink. Okay, well, shall we go for the win? We've been unlucky so far. If we can just hit a 25%er here and win 2 flips, we win the game. We can wait to do that, yeah, until they commit to the Air Force, though. Let's wait. My chance of winning if we don't win this? No, it's still okay. It depends on how they approach this attack. They could make an attack here that kind of forces us to figure it out now. Although at 13 life, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, they could make an attack that forces us to try the Swindler play. It depends on what they do. Obviously, we're always going to swindle in an effort to, if it doesn't cost us trying to, you know, if it's not going to make us lose. But well, here we go. They're putting us to the test here. So now we go for the win. See if it happens. Come on, flip number 1. All right, all right, all right. Come on. Come on. I'm a good person. I deserve this. I am due. No! I wasn't dead. Well, would we have won? Would we come back? Yeah, I should have waited and blocked, I guess. Oh well, still entertaining, yes. I like going for it anyway. But we had to do it there, because, well, let's see. What's our plan? I see what you're saying about blocking with the Swindler before activating, but if we do that, then our dude is off the board. So then we're just chumping. And then, I don't know how we untap and win from there. Another tough one. I'm gonna mulligan this. Keeping this, and actually gonna ditch the mutt and keep the bad deal. Maybe the bad deal does some work for us to dig out of this mulligan. We have a lot of 2-drops, actually. We have a lot. Yeah, it's definitely a non-bow with the Wingmayor and the bad deal, but I bet the Wingmayor dies, and if not, eventually we cast the bad deal anyway. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put it out. Might even just trade off the Wingmayor for the... No, we're not trade off. We'll fly. If they want to do something to kill the Wingmayor, that's fine. Battalion. Arsonist is up and down in format to format. I don't have a great read on it yet, but it always plays a little better than it looks, but it's never actually amazing unless the format is just so laden with one toughness that it's what it's all about. Good news, everybody. We get to cast our bad deal even if Wingmayor lives. So there's that-ish. Good news, everybody. We have so little to do, we can activate Vito and gain 2 life. Good news. This deck is way better than O2. I'm not saying it's amazing, but we had an absolute non-game in game 1 and went 1 for 5 on Swindler flips with Vito in play in game 2. I mean, come on. 1 for 5. If we just made 2 for 5 instead of 1 for 5, we win that game. Yeah, we'll just take all this and try to block the Wingmayor with the Arsonist next turn. That was a big smack. Some days are better than others, folks. Gotta hope they have nothing here. Can't do much if they have much more. No, I'm not checked out. We're gonna win this one. Hold on. Vito dies. Let's see. 1 damage. Oh yeah, because they send it all at that. I think we still need to. Like, if we clear out... I guess we could just take the 1 from the Arsonist here, and that's fine. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Good call. But we need to not cast Bad Deal next turn. We need something to deal with this. And actually, we kind of get that. With 7 mana, we can do this. Oh, we're 1 short of activating this twice. Darn it. Yeah, Demonic Embrace is rough. What a disappointing effort from this deck. Gonna make him do it, though. Well, so they've given us a chance. That's a fun way to survive a turn. I mean, we're still going to die, but... Well, maybe we get something super lucky here. Do we have the life gain... Like, revitalize into something else lifelinky? I don't know. Or that. Or more land. Yeah! Yeah. Well, let's see how badly we would have gotten them with this anyway. Wow. I said I wasn't going to play all the games of this event. That's because I did not think I was going to go 0-3 in 20 seconds. We got varianced pretty hard on this one. We got mana screwed in game 1. It was a non-game. We flooded heavily in game 3. It was basically a non-game. We mulliganed all over the place and then had a chance at winning in game 2 and lost a bunch of coin flips there. So... that was about the most vicious variance slaughter I've experienced in a while. But that's also why I'm not too salty right now. I don't know what else I was supposed to do there. I felt like we drafted well and played decently. There was one alternative play there to try and stay alive and maybe untap and die on the next turn or whatever. But that was, while not the best deck we're going to draft in this format... not an 0-3. We just hit a variance hiccup. Okay. It is the game we chose. I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm going to have a good attitude and look forward to a good weekend. So thanks, YouTube friends, for hanging out for that one. Hope we learned something about drafting that deck anyway and the parts that are there and its potential. You saw the potential. We just didn't hit it. Okay? See ya. Yes. Okay. So I'll even include this for YouTube if YouTube wants to hear this. So I used to work at Wizards of the Coast on the Magic the Gathering Arena team and on the Magic Online team. And colleague of mine, fellow designer. In fact, he worked for me in R&D and is somebody that we hired into R&D when I was working there, James Rose. So James Rose is a friend and designer buddy of mine. And we were looking at the coin flip mechanics on Magic Online, and we had the debate about what kind of agency to give the player with a coin flip mechanic. Because the point of a coin flip mechanic on a game design, well, I shouldn't say on a game design level, on a game mechanic level, is to give something a 50-50 chance of happening, right? It's just it's a randomization tool to determine a 50-50 outcome. Simple. So there's no need for human interaction to come up with a 50-50 result, right? If you're just trying to figure out what something happens half the time, why do you need to involve the player? Why am I coming to you and saying, player, give me a name A or B, and then we're going to have this result, and then we're going to find out if you were right or not. It's all a big clicky, quote, time waste, all to determine a 50-50 result. You don't need to do any of that at all. You could just, when somebody executes a coin flip situation, tell them whether they won or not, right? And so the benefit of doing it, tell them if they won or not, is that it reduces clicks and meaningless choice, right? Because the idea that it matters whether you pick heads or tails is an illusion. It doesn't matter. The system is not rigged. It is not looking to see what you chose and then changing the outcome. It is simply involving you in determining something 50-50. So, here's a comparison point. They don't ask you to pick heads or tails in going first, right? They just tell you who won. So really, not giving players agency with coin flip cards is about playing to efficiency of clicks and not pretending that there's agency, or don't present players with meaningless decisions, right? I mean, I think it's a reasonable philosophy. If it's a meaningless decision, don't present it to players. So I'm basically making James Rose's argument here, which is to implement it the way we see it here. Don't offer the choice. Don't offer heads or tails. Just tell them what happened. I push back on the other side, though, because, so for me, that's what I want. I want it the way they have it. I do not care about picking heads or tails. I know as a smart, thinking, nuts and bolts, spiky gamer that decision actually has no impact. It's a waste of my time for the system to ask me to make that decision for me. However, we're human beings and we're making games for other human beings, and the goal of the game is to make other human beings have fun, and human beings are weird, especially their brains are weird. So there are a lot of people out there, and maybe I'm gonna maybe I'll poll this to see how people are like on this issue for reviewing. There are people who really want to make that meaningless choice because I pick tails. Tails never fails. How can you give me a coin flip and not let me pick my favorite tails? I love tails. I always pick tails, and this stupid game is giving me a coin flip card and saying choose heads or tails, and then not letting me choose tails, which is what I like to do. I am so mad, you know? This is not me. I'm just saying there are people out there like that who would experience this interface and be, wait, I like picking heads or tails. I'm a tails guy, and you have taken that choice away from me, right? So that's the argument for including it, is that the rules on the card say flip a coin if you win the flip, you know, so it's trying to do a coin flip thing, and there are some people who really enjoy the act of coin flipping. So for Magic Online, it was actually work to remove the coin flip, right? Like it would have been a decision on Magic Online to say, let's change how we're doing it and put in work to remove the coin flip functionality. We decided that it was not worth putting in the effort to reverse that, and I was always one of just like, just let the people who like coin flips have their pick, you know. But looks like James and his philosophy of design have won out on Arena here, and they've gone with the, this is fake agency, we're not going to pretend this decision matters, we're just going to tell you who won or not. Anyway, little things in game design where the agency versus the illusion of agency, and how important the illusion of agency is to some players. And you can rationalize taking away something that is just an illusion, but illusions matter to some players, so you are taking something away from some players. Anyway, interesting design decision regarding how to handle coin flip cards in digital Magic. Yeah, Intangible points out that streaming, it could be a reason to streaming is a reason to have the pick because we can all get into it or whatever. But you could also just make the same argument. Streaming is a reason not to have it, so I don't waste time with something that is not game meaningful in terms of decisions. Anyway, since I was going to leave that in for YouTube, I will now say goodbye to YouTube for Reels. Thanks for hanging out, YouTube friends. Thanks. Appreciate the bits. Glad you liked the talk.